Welcome back, folks. Last season was a bit of a roller coaster for the Wayne State football team, who after a 3-4 start rattled off 4 wins against some of the top competition in the Northern Sun Conference to claim an NSIC South Division title. And here's the thing. The Wildcats return a huge chunk of that very roster, especially on offense. Now, Wayne State used a 2-quarterback system at the end of last season with Bennett Dannenbring and Brady McGill splitting the time under center depending on the situation. But returning around the 2 gunslingers, the team's 3 leaders in receptions and receiving yards in tight end Dane Peterson, as well as Whiteout's hometown boy Alex Phelps and Lamar's native Keaton Bonderson. However, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't bring up the running back room. It's no secret the Wildcats want to dominate the ground game with a duo like Brennan Hayes and Dawson Forgy, along with a great offensive line and a receiving room that focuses just as much on blocking as they do on making catches. 3 yards and a cloud of rubber pellets could be a common sight in Wayne America this season.
We really take a lot of pride in that, especially at the end of last year. You know, that's kind of all we did, and we got pretty good at it. So I mean, it's been awesome.
Running the ball last year, especially kind of those last 4 games, we pounded the rock hard, and we're going to keep trying to do that this year. We got a great receiving core coming back too, though. Guys getting a lot more experience, quarterbacks getting more experience, so we'll be able to throw the ball too, though.
On the defensive side of the ball, there are plenty of returners as well, but the biggest strength may just be in the trenches, where on the defensive line, the Wildcats boast a multitude of talent and experience.
Lambert's been a menace, and he was one of the best defensive linemen last year in the league, so excited to have him back. We got Jackson Boss, he's played a lot of football, James Frank, Trent Rasmussen. Those 4 seniors have played a lot of football for us, so they're really experienced. But as a whole, defense is flying around, playing really well. Coach D.A. has done a fabulous job here in his first season with us.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Go Cats.
Not much. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Wayne State opens the season on the road in a Thursday night matchup against the Lopers of Nebraska. Kearney. Kickoff in Kearney, set for 6 p.m. Thursday, August 27th.